Okay, so this is kind of just meant to be a continuation of the last thing, like just reiterating. I don't know, I just saw this video and it made me, think, just wanted to point out some things, like what this world really is. I think I pretty much figured out what the purpose of this world is, like the whole point of this place, what it's designed to do. In the first place, this place isn't real. But I can see what it's designed to do. And it's just becoming more and more clear. It's designed to corrupt us and crush our spirit, to kill the innocence and goodness within us, to kill our inner child, our connection to source. See, it's meant to break our hearts. That's what I can see very clearly. I just pointed out. You see, well, think about it. Think about it when you're young, when you're younger, right? Think about all the people you looked up to, all the people and things that through your innocent eyes, you looked at on a world that you believed, matched you, that's supposed to be innocent, God, how do I put it? I'm not exact. Okay, I'll be honest. I may only be getting like part of what this is about, but what I'm seeing is that this it paints a picture of all this good, loving, kind, all this wonder, all this beauty, all this, fun and entertainment, all this sort of stuff. And it gives us heroes and people to look up to, on and on and on, right? But it's all fake, or it appears to. I'm just going to put this the way I was going to put it, all right? Well, I'll give you an example. Look at all what happens to all the good guys and superheroes in movies and TV shows now. They're corrupted and then they die, basically. Or they just die, Superman, dead. Batman, dead. Iron Man, dead. Flash, I don't remember if they kill him off. But I'm just saying, like, on and on, right? Thor, fat, bloated, drunkard, laughing stock, It just to embarrass everything good. All the Hollywood and movie stars and musicians and stuff that we looked up to so innocently all turn out to be, are shown to us to be incredibly evil and horrible monsters, right? All, we in many instances we have, families, right, that we believe that we believe truly loved us and we loved them and with all our hearts, and then we're betrayed and abandoned by them, right? And it's just on and on. It's all around. Everything that's done. Everything that's done. We just want to, whatever it is, we're shown all these things that we want, all these things that we would desire so that we can find peace, so that we can find comfort, so that we can just reconnect with that innocence and the goodness within ourselves, and that's what's denied to us. So everything we seek out to try to, find, to try to, really, I think what we're seeking out is within us. It is, an inner goodness, an inner tranquility, loving kindness, you know, that innocence of, our inner child, of that which we once were before we came here, and when we were young here, and ever since we've been here, they've slowly crept in with all their shit to try to destroy that, try to darken and corrupt that, try to make us fearful, hateful, vengeful, lustful, greedy, uh, um, et cetera, all that stuff, right? 7 deadly sins, right? They pump it into us. They want to keep us, they want to just, it's like there's a fire within us, right? People say the brightest flame burns quickest, or, people say, the inner light, there's inner light, those of us who, you got to light up the darkness is what I'm saying. This place, that's all what it's all about. It's about extinguishing that light within us, that fire within us. It's about putting that flame out, and we're surrounded by, we're surrounded by that, by people whose soul have been crushed, whose spirits have been, have been either completely crushed, or they have gone into themselves and hiding their true spirit, their true essence, their true nature is curled up into a ball, so hurt, so afraid, so injured and terrified and bullied by this world, that what's left is this outer shell that just becomes like a robot, just walking around in this world, serving like Agent Smith in the Matrix, The very minds of the people we're trying to wake up, but until we do, they are still a part of that system, and that makes them on, You see what I'm saying? Right? It's like, that's what this place seems designed to do. It's meant to build us up so it can crush our spirits, right? Take us. You ever hear the song like Volare? Vo. I mean, I like the Dean Martin version kind of better than the old school Italian one, but that's good too. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, de blue, de pentole blue. I don't remember all of it, but basically, no wonder my happy heart sings. Your love has given me wings, right? Basically, like all this stuff, right? I mean, have we not experienced love and risen to great heights like a feather in the wind floating above the clouds, and then come crashing down to the ground like a meteor crushing into the earth, right? That's what this place wants to do to us. It wants to crush and destroy and extinguish our light. And that's what I see. That's what I see. But perhaps that could only be an aspect of it. Perhaps it's some sort of test. But it's about taking, there's this dark force or whatever then this place is about taking who we are, eternal light, love, creation, and trying to crush that, extinguish that light, to turn that light into darkness and perpetuate that darkness. And this place is very good at that. Although I can't help but think this is all a ruse. This all has some other purpose to it. I think it's pretty twisted and pretty messed up, though. It's very dark, very screwed up. Certainly seems to be. Test or no test, it's pretty fucked up. But that's what this is. It's all about the destruction of innocence. That's the whole purpose of this place. Well, again, I don't know that that's the whole purpose of this place. And there could be some sort of a test to see who can withstand the shit or something, I guess. Who can hold on to and hold on to that spark and still remain, and still have a soul through all of this darkness, but that certainly seems to be the intent of this place. This is some soul crushing shit. This is some destruction of innocence, man. That's ultimately what it is. It's about the destruction of innocence. It's like you remember the movie Legend. I mentioned that before. How like the darkness, this big fucking demon. The darkness, right? This thing wants to extinguish the light, and that light is that's who we are. That's really kind of, I think, who we all are initially. Maybe that isn't so. Maybe there's. I mean, it seems like. I don't know. I mean, this place is very fake and very absurd as well. So there's other aspects of this that make me question this. But that's certainly how it's made to appear. That this place is all about the destruction of innocence. That is pretty much the all around purpose of this place is the destruction of innocence and the spreading of darkness. It's about putting out the light. So yeah, you gotta rage against the dying of the light. Rage against the dying of that light within yourself. Fear not which kills the body, but which kills the soul. You've gotta power through. I mean, But I'll circle back around though to what I couple of little things I've indicated at that there could be some purpose to all this because, and I say this because this is all done in such a way, and the way this world is so false, and in a dark sort of way, it's comical, really. And you might notice something that integral key players in all this darkness and all this manipulation and all this that's made to crush our spirits and so on. There's a bunch of actors. All the world is but a stage, and we are merely actors. Like that's that kind of thing, right? Like it's like we're in Plato's cave, right? Thinking the shadows dancing on the wall are real, right? I mean, think about, like, for instance, all the evil shit we see going on, Hollywood, in government, and in the just the entertainment industry, all of that stuff. What do people what's the term people use when discussing politics or the wars going on in the world, or the geopolitical situation and all that? What do they call it? The world stage. You know, stage, right? And you look at what's the people you see in politics, and like so many of them, if not all of them, they've got IMDb actor profiles and stuff, right? You look at all these people that are, supposedly being exposed as being, evil Satanists, and all these involved in all these massive pedophile rings. What are they? Entertainers, actors, musicians. Point is, entertainers, people who get on a stage and put on a performance, behave in a way that's unnatural. They're all entertainers, pretty much, right? They're all involved in the entertainment industry in some way or another. All in stage performance. This place is fake. It's an actor-based reality, basically. So how much of it can we really believe? So we've got to ask yourself, why are they doing this, really? I mean, that's the real question. I don't know. I mean, it would seem it appears to be, you know, about the destruction of innocence, certainly. Trying to, strangle our inner child to death, basically, trying to snuff out the light, is what it seems to be. To make us feel helpless, powerless. And it's to steal, to tarnish and steal our innocence. Like that's what this is all about. Or it certainly seems to be. And yet again, I say, so why is this thing ran by performers? Why are all these people actors? Why is the geopolitical situation spoken of as a stage? You know? Why do our politicians have actor profiles? Why are the leaders of the, child trafficking rings and the big Satanist groups and all this kind of shit a bunch of performers, actors, people who get up on a stage and perform and put on a performance and act in a, whatever, right? That's again, I'm just bringing up how fake this all is. But then on the other hand, again, I say what appears to be the purpose is the destruction of innocence. So I guess I don't really know for sure what the purpose of this is, and I think it's all very sick. I mean, and yet this place is fake, and I mean that in a very literal sense of the word. I mean this is, I believe, some sort of a something, whether it be literally a computer simulation or something in a spiritual realm akin to a computer simulation. That's clearly what this is. So, to what end? But well, I mean, see, there's holes in it, there's flaws to it, right? Like, I mean, in part, I think it's, if we realize that this is all fake, then we should try not to be so attached to it. We should try not to be attached to people, things, and situations in this world. Because this isn't real. It's like a bad dream that we can't wake up from, you know? I mean, if a huge disaster happens and millions of people die inside of a video game, how devastated should you be? If you know that you're inside of a video game. And that if any of those people were real, then whatever happened to them probably meant that they got the heck out of this nightmare and were out there in a better place, hopefully, right? But then again, to not feel as though it's real is also foreign, because it seems so very real, right? In so many ways, and yet there's so many clues everywhere and so many just basically hard slaps to the face showing us that this isn't real. That in many ways, basically none of this is all a big fucking joke, and none of this should be taken seriously. It should absolutely be taken lightly. And yet, here we are, you know? And so long as we're here, it seems like we have to behave and pretend and play along and pretend as though this is real. Because the pain we feel is real. The suffering that we perceive as real is real for us. The loss, the mourning, the grief, that's real. The love we feel in our hearts for those we care about, and for, the people and things we care about, and the world that we feel we've lost, that's real. The pain of loss, not even, and not even just for that which we've had, but the sense of loss for that which we've only merely dreamed of having, for that which could have been, for that which could have been in the world, for that which could have been for everyone, for the lives we could have had, for and that grief is real. That suffering is real. The pain we felt is real. Nothing else is, And the people we perceive to be some of the most wicked people on earth, even for all we know, are just characters, actors hired to play a role in this strange place, in this weird computer simulation deal. They're, just doing their job or whatever, pretending, putting on a performance. For what purpose? Can't say for sure. People we who've done our research and seen what appears to be going on here would perceive to be some of the most wicked and evil, fucking, demonic type of people in the world. Might just be actors that have never done any of the shit that we think they have. They're just playing a role here in this fake matrix that we're in, which is kind of bad enough, but it's like, what, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, if this shit was real, you would expect it to be different. There's too much matrix glitch sort of shit going on here, and too much of, let's say, all the evil and the bad and so on and so forth in this world it's not the type of sophisticated strategical shit that you would expect to see from some kind of, I don't know, many thousands of year old super intelligent, all powerful sort of a being like a devil or a demiurge or whatever. That's not, you wouldn't think about how much you've learned and how much you've grown in the span of your lifetime. Now imagine how much you could learn and grow in, say, 10,000 years, especially if you were, had time to, be in peace and contemplation, and you had, all the information at your fingertips, like all the books in the world, all the document, you could learn, like, say 50,000 years. Like, imagine all the stuff you could learn, and all the stuff you would could learn about yourself, and come to understand about other people, and so on and so forth, right? I'm saying the type of stuff we see here going on in this world doesn't seem like the type of a program or situation or anything that would be done by, the type of stuff I see is about this place. This looks like something that was just designed by people, just people, maybe some smart people, but just people. That's the level of sophistication that I gather from about this place. And as far as the supernatural and godlike type of things that we've seen occur, I mean, again, that could just be explained by, someone having administrative access to the simulation. Or I guess if you want to say that, the real God from outside entered in, to the simulation or something, maybe. I don't know, man. Think what you want to think. I'm just saying this is, from my perspective, the God and the devil stuff that we see going on here, or if you want to look at it from a more Gnostic perspective of the, demiurge and the archons fucking with us, or whatever the heck you want to think, right? From my own personal experience and from the things I've seen, and stories I've heard from what other people have seen, what I see going on in the world, and so on and so forth, and how everything's laid out and played out. This is not a level of intellect and sophistication that I would expect from something that had been around for 10,000 years or 50,000 years or 100,000 years or whatever, right? That's, you know, I mean, someone or something that had been around that long, like from my perspective, I would think wouldn't necessarily even think much more of us than we would think of an ant scurrying around on the ground. I mean, kind of. I mean, and probably wouldn't waste their frickin' time screwing with us. You know, they would have grown to a level of maturity at some point, or they would have just got fucking bored and moved on. You see what I'm saying? I don't care how obsessed you are with somebody or something or whatever. How long could you really stay on a single on that? You know, how long could you really stay with that before it would just get so fucking old that you would be like, screw this, screw you guys, I'm going home, you know? I don't care how evil you are, how benevolent you are, whatever the heck, right? Just be like, well, this was fun for about 20, 30 years. Or some people really obsessed. Well, this was fun for the first couple 100 years, but now, you know, it's really getting old and I think I'll just go do something else now, right? You would think, right? No, this is the type of thing you would think. This is more like people. There's this episode of Sliders. Uh, you ever watch Sliders? I forget I don't remember the name of the episode, but in the episode, they slide into this new world and they're walking down the street and just like openly talking about sliding between worlds and so on and so forth in front of past people passing by and stuff, as though the people that couldn't hear them, you know. So people around thought they were crazy, right? Or what was Arturo was talking about? Professor Arturo was just speaking openly, didn't care who heard or whatever the heck. And so these people come and they grab him and they take him to this, it's something like a Hollywood movie set that where he's like locked in, but it's like a mental institution, right? Basically. And they use some sort of technology inside of a pocket watch to like hypnotize him and program him as a character. And they program him as basically Sherlock Holmes type of character in like an old Victorian, you know, England or whatever, and he's hunting down, you know, Jack the Ripper as Sherlock Holmes, basically, right? You ever see that episode? What struck me about that, right, is that, you know, in this place, right, he was unaware of who he really was or the fact that he was surrounded by actors who had been hired to play a role, and that from the perspective of the people doing it, this was all being done for good intent, with good intentions. Right. Well, because he was speaking pretty openly about, you know, sliding between worlds and, you know, all this kind of shit, right? They're like, this man's clearly insane, right? And then at the end, of course, they wake him up and get out of there and freaking slide out to another world right in front of him. Oh, shit. But I mean, like, no, but that's what struck me. It's kind of a similar concept in a way, uh, kind of in a sense to the Truman Show, kind of. Except with the Truman Show, it was simply like entertainment purposes sort of deal, just taking control over a person's life to just to use taking the person's life away just to use them for entertainment purposes or something. I don't know what this is, but it all seems it's all very strange, and the idea it definitely seems to be something of an actor-based reality, but they're also, I'm not saying I don't see the NPC type of deal. I think a lot of what we see as the NPC, though, is either, in some instances, is just an actor in character, or it is someone whose light has been snuffed out, you know, and who has been basically, reprogrammed and taken out of their natural state and made into this empty, soulless creature or whatever, basically. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the soul isn't still in there, hiding. I think mostly the souls are the people that you would think of as NPCs, the genuine ones who aren't just actors playing a role of that nature, but the genuine ones, I think, they are the ones who couldn't take it, and their light was basically snuffed out, and they went into hiding full on, and they found ways through pharmaceutical drugs, therapy, just finding ways of believing a lie, just forcefully making themselves believe a lie so that they could find comfort, so that they could hide within themselves their true nature, their true inner being. That inner light hides from this hostile, dark world that seeks to destroy the light. And I think for the most part, that there is your NPC. And it could be us, but we're the ones who had the courage or whatever foolishness within us led us to have such courage. We're the ones who stood up. We're the ones who held on to that part within ourselves and who shine regardless of the consequences. to some extent, right? Because it's just not in our nature to completely give up. You know, a sad statement of what I believe to be fact of this world, in this world, from what I've seen, from my observations. And I suppose you could say it's my opinion. But I believe that the people in the antinatalist movement and the people that speak on, being suicidal and so on are those who most want to live. Those with the greatest strength of character to hold on to life, to hold on to the light within them that is true life. It's not a desire not to live. It's a recognition that the way this world is doing its thing, that's not living. That's bullshit. That's not right. That's not fair. It's not good. It's not compatible to truth and righteousness. It's not compatible with love and peace. It's not compatible with, you know, all that is, natural and good and right within us, the inner child that we once were, and so on. Like this. And so people just grow, and I've felt that way so much myself as well, to where you just want to get the hell out of here, you know, and you don't want to subject anyone else to this level of torture. I feel like I would end off normally, like if it wasn't for copyright strikes and stuff, I would probably add the song Never Surrender. It's like Corey Hart or something. Never surrender. You know, that's the thing, dude. Cause fuck them. That's why. That's what they want. That's what they fucking want. They want us to give up. They want us to dim our fucking light or off ourselves, give up, fall apart. Screw them. You know? Don't give the bastards the satisfaction. 'Tis but a scratch. You know? Remember the Black Knight, how valiantly he fought, you know? I'll gnaw at your ankle! Yeah, you gotta. I don't know, man. I think that all the world is a stage, and God, what was that Zappa quote? And things will continue on as usual, so long as it is beneficial to those that run the place, or something like that. And then, one day the curtains will slide open and you'll see the brick wall at the back of the theater or whatever. Something like that. I know I didn't get it right, but it's like basically, I think that the truth of this place is still yet to be revealed. Any of us that think we know what it is, I don't think we got it. I don't think we really know. I don't think that any of us really truly know. I don't think there's any book or any guru or any holy man walked the earth that truly has or has truly or that has truly revealed the answer to what this really is. And if you ain't come bringing truth, man, ain't nobody got time for that, you know?